says on the bottle?
2 ounces tincture of benzoin, 1 ounce of tolu and half a drachma oil of rosemary.
Sure it gets rid of freckles?
Oh, it's highly recommended in Hilda's Home Companion.
Well, all right then. Be quick, though. Oh, it's cold. They're disappearing.
Oh, give them a chance.
Oh, you're too soft. Rub it on harder. Harder.
Oh, fusspot.
Oh, pardon me for the intrusion, lady. It's not what me wants. It's Mr. Hudson requires your presence in the servants' hall.
Well, now?
Yeah, this very instant.
Get him out of it.
Yes, this
Spicy the freckles, then again, Alice, your most lovely feature.
Raymond, come in.
Privacy.
Come on, hurry up, love. We don't want to dawdle. Don't want to keep Mr. Hudson waiting. Because Mr. Hudson likes us to sit at table, that's why.
Oh, come on now, quickly, Alice, quickly. Good, are we all assembled? Ah, Mrs. Bridges.
Thank you, Mr. Hudson.
Well now, the Master and her ladyship are motoring up to Scotland for the grouse shooting, and I'm travelling up by train this afternoon with the luggage and Miss Roberts. So I simply want to remind you all of your duties and responsibilities in my absence.
I don't think I need any reminding, Mr. Hudson.
Indeed you don't, Mrs. Bridges, and it was presumptuous of me to ask you to this gathering, but one never knows what wee detail might arise where your long experience might prove invaluable. Now then, you will all be attending a diminished household in the persons of Miss Elizabeth and Mr. James. But that will be no excuse for slackness or neglect. You will remain alert to their needs at all times, do you understand? Remembering the maxim that a house is always on show, even when partially depleted.
Oh, we'll keep everything nice and tidy, Mr. Hudson. You don't have to worry about that.
I have no doubt you will, Alice. I have every faith in you. However, if any problems should occur, then Rose will take care of them. I appoint her my gilly, as it were. Problems that concern the kitchen will naturally fall into Mrs. Bridges' province. Should any catastrophe present itself, Doris, I can, of course, be reached by telegraph at Perth, P-E-R-T-H. Well, I think that's everything. Now, have you got any questions?
Yes, what's a gilly?
Take the luggage out to the cab, Edward, and load up the guns.
Load the guns, Mr. Hudson?
Into the cab, boy. And mind how you handle them. Oh, careful now.
Mr. Hudson.
Where's my hat and my... Oh, thank you, Rose.
Goodbye, Mr. Hudson. Have a good journey. Take care now.
I certainly will, Mrs. Bridges. You can be sure of that. Goodbye.
If we let Penny Martindale and her group have Hoxton...
Yes, it's in a dreadful state, Hoxton.
Then Angie Wilkinson can take Stepney and we can keep Whitechapel.
With dearly Mrs. Pinkerton, I do think she's a brick.
What's all this about, eh?
Hello.
You met my dear brother James?
Yes, at the Morrisons, but he probably wouldn't remember.
Oh, I do. Oh, indeed. I never forget a face. Are you staying for dinner?
No, we've got work to do.
Oh, I've interrupted.
No, not really. We were just going out.
Oh, have a drink before you go, Miss,
No, thank you. I don't very often imbibe.
Oh. Elizabeth?
Not for me, thank you.
What are you doing with that map?
Wouldn't interest you.
No, right.
Well, we're dividing the East End up into areas for the Young Women's Christian Fellowship.
Oh, but that's fascinating. And, what do you intend to do in these areas?
We dish out soup in drafty church halls. Would you like to come and help?
Oh, good Lord, no, that's going too far.
I thought so.
Well, it's really awfully worthwhile. People are starving.
Oh, I know they are, Harriet.
Henrietta.
What?
Her name is Henrietta.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant no criticism of the young women's whatever it is. It's splendid. It keeps you all out of those tedious ballrooms. It satisfies the current craze for young women everywhere to be something other than frivolous and decorative. And, of course, it acts as a marvellous moral purgative. But that's all it achieves, and it's foolish to pretend otherwise. The poor will always be with us.
That doesn't stop us wanting to help them.
Oh, don't waste your breath, Henrietta. He delights in provocation.
Oh, merely state the truth.
I take it then that you believe poverty is a judgment of God, attributable to lack of thrift and temperance.
I can see how the idea got about.
If you just came with us and saw the conditions, houses
Without proper sanitary accommodation, children in rags, gutters choked with refuse.
Look, I've seen slums.
You? Seen slums? You've never been near a slum in your life.
I beg to differ.
You and your friends. You're experts at turning your heads like so many others.
Oh, now she slanders my friends. When it comes to deserving cases of charity, I don't think you'll find us wanting.
Your choice of words, brother dear, is somewhat ironic. You mean that if a beggar pesters you, you simply toss him a miserable coin to salve your conscience? Of course you do. You should never give a beggar money. If you really feel sorry for them, stop and talk. Help them get jobs, but never give them money and walk away.
Is that what you preach, the young wibbies?
Oh, it's not preaching.
But has it never occurred to you that they might not want your interference? They might just find it a trifle patronising. A lot of middle-class misses from the West End of London poking their noses into problems that don't concern them, adding insult to injury.
At least we fill their bellies.
And take their pride.
We give them hope.
They despise you.
Oh, come and see before you judge us. Come along, Henrietta. We mustn't be late for Mrs. Pinkerton.
Yes.
Excuse me, sir. Mrs. Bridges wants to know what time you'd like dinner.
What, Rose?
Dinner, sir.
Oh. Yes. You tell Mrs. Bridges I shall be dining out tonight, Rose?
Dining out, sir. It's game pie. You ordered it specially.
Dining out, Rose. In Whitechapel. They tell me the soup is excellent.
It's not wanted. Throw it away.
Your chest still bad? Dear. It's very bad. It's very bad with the fog, too.
Give a shilling to an old soldier, sir. Veteran of Ladysmith. I can see you're an officer and a gentleman, sir. Can't spare us a shilling, sir.
God bless you. You know, I haven't had a crumb to eat since yesterday.
We'll let you in as soon as we're ready.
Oh, all right, then.
Hello, Henrietta. Hello, Elizabeth. Come and do some stirring. We've had more trouble with the dratted range. The thing's barely alive.
This is my brother James, Mrs. Pinkerton.
Hello. Nice to have you aboard.
He's come to observe us.
Nonsense. Nobody comes to observe. They come to lend a hand. Yeah. Isn't that right, Mr. Bellamy? You could fill up this bucket for a start. You don't mind, do you? Through the back there. Save the stove going out. Better take your cloak off, though. It's dirty work. What's it taste like?
Delicious.
Better than yesterday. I dropped some carrots in. Come on, Elizabeth, help me heave this onto the table. Right. Now, I think we're ready. Good. Henrietta, open the door and let in the hungry hordes.
Yes, Mrs. Pinkerton.
All right, everybody, one at a time, please. Form a queue. Hello, how are you, dear? Nice to see you again. Nice to have a bowl and
Really, I don't know.
nice to see you with us. Will you move up and Elizabeth will serve you? Keep the queue going, that's right.
Oh, she's ill. Yeah, she's got a shocking cough.
It's all right, everybody. Stand back.
She shouldn't be allowed in here.
She lost her soup. Can you take this to her?
Are you you sure you're all right?
No, really, there's nothing the matter with me. I'm all right, really. Thank you, sir.
Oh, allow me.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Bellamy. You are proving an asset.
Do you know that girl?
What girl?
Oh, come on, the one you just gave soup to.
Seems vaguely familiar.
Well, she certainly knows you. That's why she fainted. It was the shock of seeing you.
Nonsense.
It isn't. I'm going to talk to you.
No, wait. I remember now. She used to work for us a long time ago.
Oh, I don't remember.
Must have been away.
What was her name?
Oh, really? Does it matter? I think it was Sarah.
You think?
It was Sarah, yes.
Why did she leave us?
I don't know. Why do servants ever leave? They steal things or they're unsuitable.
Sarah?
You remembered?
Oh, my brother? Yes.
Who's your brother, Mr. James?
Yes, I'm Miss Elizabeth.
Oh! You was in Germany when I was there. Rose used to talk to me about you. Is she still with you, Rose?
Oh, yes, Rose is still with us.
Rose used to be my special friend. We used to sleep in the same room together. And Mr. Hudson, and Mrs. Bridges, and Emily, and Alfred.
Alfred left, but Mr. Hudson and Mrs. Bridges...
It was always a strange one, Alfred was.
It must be 3 years.
Yes. Time flies.
And what are you doing here, Sarah? Have you no job?
Oh, yes. I'm not here for the reasons you think. I was just looking for a friend.
A friend?
Yes. She's an actress. And I'm a bit worried about her, you see. She was appearing in this show, The Merry Widow, with Lily Elsie. And she took up with this gentleman, a lord of the realm. And, well, he's gone away to Australia, called away on business, he was. He didn't know about the baby, otherwise he'd have seen her all right. Well, she's lost his address, and she's had to leave the company. Somebody said she'd been seen down here.
What was her name?
Her name was Mercy Proudfoot. That was her acting name.
Well, I'll ask Mrs. Pinkerton. She knows most of the people who come down here. Wait a moment.
Hello, Sarah.
Mr. James, sir. I never expected to see you down here.
Sorry to see you here.
No, I was just explaining to your sister I'm waiting for a friend.
Mercy Proudfoot.
Never heard anyone of that name. Of course, we do get actresses, poor creatures, but I don't recall a Mercy. What was it?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Thank you. I've asked Mrs. Pinkerton, and I'm afraid your friend hasn't been here.
Oh, well, I must have been mistakenly informed. I'll have to look elsewhere. Might meet again someday.
Goodbye, Sarah.
Goodbye, Miss Elizabeth. Please give my regards to Rose. She taught me everything I know. Just a moment, Sarah.
Show you a card trick, Doris?
Can't be working.
Oh, come on, just a quick one.
Mrs. Bridges.
She's fast asleep. Can't you hear her snoring? Come on. Right.
A time for everything and everything in time, Edward. Doris has work to do.
Sorry, Mrs. B, I thought you were asleep.
A good cook never sleeps. There, now, there's work for you to do. Get on with you now. Doris, you can leave all that now and get back into the kitchen. They'll be wanting their sandwiches after all that charity.
Yes, Mrs. Bridges.
In here, Sarah. Come along.
Beg pardon,
Mrs. Bridges. Look who I brought.
Mrs. Bridges? Oh, don't you remember me? It's Sarah.
Sarah?
Yeah, a long time, eh?
Bless my soul. Little Sarah. But what have they done to you? So thin and that cough.
We met by chance at the church mission. Sarah was looking for a friend of hers.
Oh, you didn't ought to go looking for people in that place, not by yourself, lovey.
I go, Mrs. Bridges.
Well, if you'll excuse me, miss, it's different for a lady.
I can look after myself, Mrs. Bridges. I always could.
Don't look so to me, you monkey. Come in here by the fire. The chill in the evenings now, and you in that flimsy frock. Doris! Brew up some cocoa. Quickly, girl!
Where's Rosie, Mrs. Bridges? I'm dying to see her.
Oh, she's gone to the bioscope with Alice.
Who's Alice?
She's under-house parlour-maid, what you used to be. She's a good girl, clean and punctual.
Mrs. Bridges, I've been thinking. Sarah should return to us. The fact is, her last place was with a doctor, but he's been sent abroad to Australia, and Sarah didn't want to go all that way. Did you, Sarah?
Pardon, miss? Oh, no, miss.
So she's temporarily without a position. Can we find her something to do and feed her up?
You are kind, Miss Elizabeth.
I don't know, miss. I can't give her a kitchen job. I mean, Doris has her faults, but she's improving under my instructions. I couldn't throw her out.
Then let's have 2 kitchen maids.
There's hardly enough work, miss. Particular this time of year with half the household away.
Well, I'll take responsibility for that.
She's not trained.
I'm trained for upstairs.
You could train her.
House parlour-maid Rose trained me.
Suppose we could make a scullery maid.
Scullery maid?
That's settled, then.
I can't scrub floors, me hands. I've got sensitive hands.
It's only for a short while, Sarah, until we find you something more suitable. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Miss Elizabeth. You'll have to work, you know. No slacking. And none of your fibs like last time.
Where's she going to sleep?
Sleep?
There's no room with me.
She'll have to have Emily's room.
Oh, well, remember Emily? What happened to her? Hanged herself?
From that very beam.
Why?
Love, they say. Phew. You'll want this window open.
What, Emily in love?
They say he was a footman from another house, and he let her down. Of course, I wouldn't know, not being here. Night.
Night. Poor little soul.
What now? She's in there now?
Yeah. I told you about Emily.
Rather her than me. All right, Doris, you can go to bed now.
I don't think it's right employing someone without consulting you. After all, Mr. Hudson put you in charge. And anyway, we don't need a scullery maid.
Rosie! It's me, I'm back. Only temporary, though. I met Miss Elizabeth and... What's the matter, Rose?
Hello, Sarah.
Aren't you coming? You promised to do my freckles.
Rose!
Haste without hurry, Sarah. Save worry, fuss and flurry.
With knobs on.
What?
Nothing.
No amount of training's ever going to turn you into a scullery maid.
You're right there. If I'm anything, I'm a house parlour maid, as Rose well knows. These delicate hands weren't made for scrubbing. They once repaired a Jacobean tapestry for Lady Marjorie, and she remarked on them herself. This is going to be the ruin of me.
If you've got any complaints, my girl, you can either get up and leave, or put them to Mr. Hudson when he gets back next week.
I will, I'm telling you.
In the meantime, keep scrubbing. And take care you get into them corners. Leave nothing dirty. Clean and clear as you go.
It's your fault.
Where you're going.
All right, give us a kiss, we'll say no more.
Rose says, when you finish scrubbing, will you take these towels and boil them in the pot? There's also some frocks to be washed.
That's not my job. Why can't they go to the laundresses?
You can't send linens, cottons and muslins to a laundress. She'll into the fabric. Don't you know that?
Oh, you go and get.
Nothing. You might remember my position, Sarah.
I do remember it. It used to be mine 3 years ago when you were still bedwetting. Oh. What are you smirking about?
Oh, James, look, I've been summoned to the Highlands. It really is too bad.
Oh, I don't know. It should be quite pleasant this time of year.
But I'm making a speech on Saturday. A local businessman appealing for money. I suppose Henrietta will have to speak instead of me.
Well, that's hardly going to advance your cause.
I can't think why you persist in your hostility towards Henrietta or the movement. You saw last night we have a job to do.
No, it's not the job. It's the sanctimonious way you go about it.
Oh, I'm sorry if it appears that way to you. Will you take this round to Miss Henrietta Winchmore? As quickly as possible, please.
Yes, miss.
Oh, Edward.
Yes, miss?
How's the new girl, Sarah, settling in?
Oh, well, miss.
Yes.
She seems to have made quite a spirited start, you might say.
Good. Splendid. Thank you. You see? I told you we were right to have her. She's my protégée.
Who is it?
It's me, Sarah.
What do you want?
I want to talk to you. Is Alice here?
You know she ain't, or you wouldn't have come here. Well, come in.
I don't understand you, Rose.
Don't you?
No. I thought you'd be pleased to see me. I mean, we used to be such good friends. Just think of the times we had, eh? The talks in this very room.
But you went away, didn't you?
I had to, you know why.
Thought you was too good for this place.
That wasn't the reason, and you know it.
Can't expect to come back and pick up just as if nothing had happened. Times change.
What does that mean? I'm asking no favours. I'm doing that stinking job downstairs and taking all the insults from that Alice person. All I want is just to be able to talk to you, that's all. Be friends again.
Friends?
Well, we were, weren't we? Oh, Rose, I've thought about you lots while we were away. Once I was passing, I nearly come in and seen you.
Why didn't you?
I was with someone.
A man?
Don't say it like that, Rose. Oh, Rosie, I've got so much to tell you. I kept up with the master and Lady March. We read about them in the papers.
Fancy.
Rose!
Well, you could have written. Oh, I forgot. You can't read or write.
I can. A bit.
Anyway, how's it been since you walked out of here that day? Did you get all the excitement you were looking for? Or was it more down on your luck in Whitechapel?
Did she tell you, Miss Elizabeth?
No, she stuck up for you, don't worry. Said you was looking for an actress friend. Of course, I knew it was all lies, because I know you too well.
It wasn't all bad. Some of it was quite good.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. I joined a fair to start with, Rose. I was with them nearly 2 years. We went all over the country, stopping in different places and performing. Once we nearly went to Ireland, only a storm stopped the boat sailing.
What'd you do in this fair?
I was assistant to a clairvoyant. It's true. Madame Sophie. She could do all sorts of things. She had a parrot called George, who she said was her husband in a previous existence. She could tell the future, though, and she predicted all kinds of things that come true, including the fair running out of money and having to close down. There, I made you smile. That's a start.
Your story?
No, honest to God, Rose, I was with a fair. We met all kinds of interesting people.
Including men?
Yeah, of course, including men. What do you think? And I fell in love with some of them. One especially.
What did he do?
You laugh if I tell you.
Won't.
No, you will, honest. He was an escapologist. You know, they tie him up and they put him in a trunk in a tank full of water and he gets out alive. Oh, he was lovely. His name was Benito.
Yeah, that's not English.
Italian.
But what happened?
Well, he had this problem, you see. He could escape from all them difficult ropes and things, but he couldn't escape from his wife and 6 children in Naples.
Oh, Sarah, you're dreadful.
How about you, Rose? Anybody?
Nobody in particular.
Oh, come on. Must be.
No, nobody, I told you.
Well, no good, Rose, I've got to admit that. It was still better than being stuck here. I know myself better now. I know now what I want to do.
What's that?
Go on the stage. Remember, Sarah Bernhardt.
Well, what's stopping you?
Oh, Rose. It's hard to get started. Got to do all kinds of favours for people, you know.
You wouldn't.
No. But I'm seriously thinking of it.
You mustn't, Sarah, ever.
Why not? I mean, look where forbearance has got me. Back in the bloody scullery. You've got to get me out of there, Rose. I'm bleeding desperate.
I can't. There's nowhere else for you.
There's here with you.
Alice.
Oh, you don't like her? That snooty grey ox.
You'll keep a civil tongue in your head.
You tell her to keep on in hers. Giving herself airs and telling me what to do. You can't like her as much as me, Rose. You can't.
We got used to each other.
I bet she's not as warm to snuggle up to as I used to be. Frigid fish.
Oh, stop it.
Codfish. Slimy on a slab.
Oh, sorry, am I interrupting?
Oh, sorry, am I interrupting? Yes, you bloody well are! You're interrupting a conversation I'm having with my friend Rose.
All right, Sarah, we've said all we got to say to each other. You can go now.
You bet I will. I wouldn't stay in the same room as her.
Oh, why is she all so unpleasant to me?
Because you have that effect on me, dearie.
I'm sure I never did anything against her. Oh, Rose, how could you stand there and let her insult me like that?
Oh, stop moaning!
Elizabeth? Oh, morning, Sarah.
Morning, sir.
I was just looking for my sister. Have you seen her?
No, sir.
Oh, well, never mind. Well, what's it like to be back? Are you settling in all right?
How do you mean, sir?
Well,
You mean a scullery maid?
scullery maid. I didn't realise.
Didn't you, sir?
No, how could I? I mean, here you are, working up here.
Alice has a headache this morning, and I was asked to deputise for her.
Deputise, I see.
Excuse me, sir.
Look, Sarah,
Yes, sir.
scullery maid's no place for you.
Very kind of you, sir. You're the first person who seems to have noticed.
Well, if you feel like that, why don't you leave?
Leave, sir?
Yes, if you're sure my sister could find you a position with one of her friends as house parlour maid.
House parlour maid, sir?
Yes.
If I'm an embarrassment to you, sir.
Embarrassment? Why on earth should you be?
I thought I might be.
No, just thinking what's best for you. I mean, after all, we found you in the East End in somewhat reduced circumstances.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, sir.
I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
Feelings?
Oh, for God's sake, Sarah!
Good morning, brother dear. Good morning, Sarah.
Morning, Miss Elizabeth.
I'm going riding.
Yes, I can see you are. Will you be in for luncheon?
I can't stay here with you, Emily. It's horrible. I've got to make up my mind. I've either got to get on in this house or get out. But not the way you did, Em. Not me. How could you do it? How could you bring yourself to? Emily? Emily?
Rosie,
Oh, what is it?
I heard voices.
What?
Coming from next door. Emily's room.
Where's Sarah?
She's got someone in there. Talking, listen.
Oh, I can't hear anything. Go back to sleep.
I swear I heard them.
Voices? In Emily's room?
Yes, I swear it.
Did Rose hear them?
Well, she was asleep.
Was it a man's voice?
Well, I couldn't be certain, but...
You dirty devil.
What?
Alice said she heard voices coming from Emily's room last night.
Disgusting. What are you looking at me for?
Well, you're the only man around here.
Oh, am I?
Was you in Emily's room last night, Edward?
Certainly not, Mrs. Bridges. You wouldn't catch me with a scullery maid, alive or a dead one.
You mind your blaspheming, young man. Oh, Sarah. Come in here a moment, please. Right. Now then. Alice, repeat what you've just said, girl.
I said I thought I heard voices in your room last night.
What?
They think you and me are up to no good.
Voices?
That's right.
Well, is it the truth or isn't it? Come on, girls, speak up. It's no use denying it. We'll find out in the end.
What's going on here?
I'm glad you've come down, Rose. Alice has just accused me of having a man in my room.
I only said I heard voices.
Oh, just voices, is that all?
Don't be stupid, Alice. You was dreaming, I told you.
Oh, good. No, she wasn't.
What?
Alice is right. She did hear voices.
Would you mind explaining yourself, my girl?
She heard voices.
Yours?
Yes.
And who else?
Can't you guess? Can't any of you guess?
No, tell us.
Emily's.
Emily? She's dead, you know she is.
She's been in touch. I wasn't going to tell you, but I've got these powers. Not given to many. I found out quite by chance while I was working for a former employer.
You said that once before.
Telling lies.
Don't believe
You're
you.
telling lies.
Do you want me to prove it?
Yeah, go on if you can.
If you can.
Go on, Sarah. We're waiting.
Very well. Tonight, after supper, I shall attempt to commune with the beyond.
A fact not commonly known, gentlemen, should I call them gentlemen?
Oh, yes.
Is that working class schoolboys are on average 5 inches shorter than public schoolboys.
And weigh 11 pounds less.
And weigh 11 pounds less. And whereas 18% die before the age of 5 in the West End of London, it is 55% in the East End.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
You be quiet or go to bed.
What would Mr. Hudson say if he was here?
Well, he's not here. He's in Scotland. He can say what he likes.
You can't do it, Sarah.
You wait, Rose. Just wait and see.
Don't you need something to hold belonging to the departed one?
I've got a button. I found it in her room.
Bless my soul. She really can do it. She really can.
Would you all link hands, please?
Do as she says.
I don't like it.
It's all right, I'm here.
Don't you try anything.
What's happening now?
Shh. Too much light.
Turn down the gas, Edward.
That's so we can't see her tricks.
Shh.
Would you all link hands again, please?
Nothing's happening. lights are moving. She's trying to say something.
I am Arthur Huggins.
Arthur Huggins? Who's Arthur Huggins?
A psychopathic personality, quiet.
I am Arthur Huggins, Sarah's father in a previous existence. I will try to bring Emily to Sarah.
He's going to bring her back. Oh, mercy God.
What's that? Somebody touched me, Edward.
It wasn't me.
Strong arms grasp my shoulders.
Must be Arthur Huggins.
Quiet, you'll hurt her.
Look at her. The table's moving.
It's levitating. Bells. Bells. I can hear bells.
It's upstairs. We're wanted.
Shut your mouth, Rose. She's going to talk again.
These are the conditions which exist in parts of London today. We know, we've seen them. Please help us to improve them by giving generously to our fund, founded by truly a Latter-day Saint, Mrs. Pinkerton, the Young Women's Christian Fellowship.
Bravo! That'll get their money. Well done.
This is intolerable. Where is everybody?
I, Arthur Huggins, through my one-time earthly daughter Sarah, am bringing you Emily. Can you hear me, Emily? Yes, I hear you, Arthur.
She spoke. Oh, mercy God.
Have you any messages for the people round this table, Emily? Yes, Arthur. Tell us your messages, Emily.
What's she saying? Oh, what's she saying?
I'm happy where I am, and I forgive him. I forgive him.
She means William. She forgives William.
I forgive William and wait for him, happy in me waiting.
Oh, forgive me too, Emily. I could have helped you with a kind word. Oh, take this heavy burden off my heart, child.
I forgive you, Mrs. Bridges. I forgive all of you.
I don't care if she is your protege. She must leave.
Why?
She's disrupting the entire staff. That's why they're in uproar down there.
A little harmless fun.
Harmless?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realise she was a genuine medium.
Of course she's not a genuine medium. The harm lies in the effect she has on the innocent minds of people like Alice and Mrs. Bridges. Last time she was here, she upset Mother, Father, Hudson, everybody. Out of the house by the end of the week.
And I refuse.
Honestly, Rose, you think I really have got powers?
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know if you've been up to your tricks, do
No,
I?
I wasn't, honestly, Rosie. Madam Sophie said she thought I'd got a remarkable gift, but I didn't believe it at the time. But with all that touching and moving of the table going on, I suppose it must be true. What do you think I ought to do about it?
You could try putting it on the stage.
Yeah. Think they'd have me? I just know I've got to get out of here. Emily says so.
Oh, yes. Well, you'll fix that for yourself. Nobody wants your room with Emily floating about in it.
Can I have a talk with you, Sarah?
What about?
Well, it's about my mother. She's dead, you see. Passed over about 2 years ago. Rose knows about it. We were ever so close, and I miss her.
Yes?
Well, I was wondering, perhaps...
If I could get in touch with her, well, I don't know, Alice. I mean, it's not easy. I'll have to ask Emily.
Well, that's what I thought.
Or Arthur Huggins.
Could you?
Yes, of course I could, Alice. Anything for a friend. I'll ask her tonight.
I want a little talk with you, Sarah.
Oh, yeah, who's dead in your family?
What?
Who do you want to commune with? I'll have to start charging soon.
Oh, no, that's funny. That's just what I wanted to have a talk to you about. You're quite a little celebrity now, aren't you? And very effective it is, too.
What are you talking about? Get off.
Oh, with my assistants, eh?
What?
Come on, you know what I'm talking about. The table, levitation, strong arms, grasping shoulders. You don't think that was supernatural, do you? It's all right, I won't give you away. My point is, you and me can get together on this. You do your voices and I'll do the other. Well, why not? We had this lot convinced we ought to take it up professionally.
Do you mean it was you who moved the table and touched everybody?
Well, yes, it was. I just told you.
You've got a cheek. You've got a bloody nerve.
What?
Don't you know that you can harm a medium? Permanently damage them by interfering with a séance?
Yeah, now, look, you might have convinced this lot, but you certainly didn't fool me.
Would you care to repeat the accusation you've just made?
Oh, hang on a minute.
No? Then I'll do it for you. Edward has just admitted that it was him that moved the table and laid his clammy hands on the girl's shoulders in the mistaken belief that he was assisting me in a false séance.
So it was you, you good-for-nothing.
I swear I knew nothing about it, Mrs. Bridges. And to prove it, I'm willing to have another sitting. Not tonight, though. I'm too tired.
Will you require anything else in Scotland, Miss Lizzie?
Oh, I don't know, Rose. You decide. I don't want to go at all. Oh, I better take my tweeds and one evening dress, but don't bother about it now. We're not leaving till Friday morning. Rose, this business downstairs, what do you think of it? My brother wants Sarah to leave. Do you think he's justified?
Oh, no, Miss Lizzie.
You like her, don't you?
Oh, she's got her faults like the rest of us. She's a good girl, really.
Yes, I like her, too. And I think I'm a good judge of character.
I think I ought to tell you that she's planning another séance tomorrow night.
Really? How exciting. Do you think I could come?
Oh, there you are. Yes, here I am, Alice.
Did you talk to Emily?
Yes, I talked to her, Alice.
What did she say?
She said she might be able to get in touch with your mother, but you'll have to spend the night in her room.
In Emily's room?
To be close at hand, so to speak.
Oh, but I'd have to change places with you.
That's right. I don't mind.
But Rose...
Rose won't mind either.
Well, I don't know about that.
That's what Emily said. Would you all link hands, please? Too much light.
Oh, Mr. James. Oh, James, really?
Can I join you, ladies? I think I'll sit next to the medium.
It's not advisable to sit too close to me when I'm going over.
I'm anxious to see what happens.
Do what Sarah says. Move away from her.
I want to watch her lips when the spirits begin to speak.
If there are unfriendly people present, the spirits will not come through. Would you all link hands, please? I, Arthur Huggins, through my one-time earthly daughter Sarah, am bringing you Emily.
Rose, what on earth is this? Oh, as far as I'm concerned, you made a complete fool of yourself.
Not at all.
Yes, you did. You're lucky I'm the only one who noticed.
Noticed what?
The truth. The real reason you went down there. To expose and humiliate Sarah in front of the other servants. To shame her into leaving. Because you once had an affair with her.
That's rubbish. Rubbish.
Oh, come on. Admit it. You'll feel much better.
All right. Admit that once, a long time ago, something almost happened between us. But it's finished now. It's nothing.
For her?
Of course.
I doubt it. For either of you. Why shouldn't you love her?
Don't be absurd.
Well, why not? It's nothing to be ashamed of, not these days.
Would you? Would you throw yourself at Edward?
Oh, no, not Edward, but someone like him if I loved him.
You rang, sir.
Yes, yes. This siphon's been empty for days, Hudson. Get it filled, will you?
Very good, sir. I would like to apologise to both for my untimely arrival downstairs a short while ago. I understand I broke into a scientific experiment.
Something of the kind, yes, Hudson.
Will it happen now? Should do. Pity about Arthur Huggins, but the spirits don't come through if there's unfriendly people present. Your mum will come all right to Emily. All you have to do is sit here and will her to.
Edward!
Yes, Mr. Watson?
Take this up to the morning room at once.
Yes, Mr. Watson.
Now, Rose, it would appear that there has been something approaching pandemonium in this house while I've been away.
No, Mr. Hudson, not really.
Oh, don't be too hard on her, Mr. Hudson. It was Miss Elizabeth brought Sarah back. And certainly the girl has remarkable gifts.
Yes, well, we'll come to Sarah's gifts in a minute. But first, Rose, I want a full account of everything that has happened here. And you won't see your bed tonight, my girl, until we're through.
Yes, Mr. Hudson.
Alice? Alice? Are you there, Alice? It's Emily. Can you hear me? Be patient now. I'm looking for your mother. I'm after looking for her in the celestial halls. Be patient now. I'm off fetching her.
You beast! You hateful beast!
Get off you!
You great devil! You! What are you two up to? Stop it at once! Sarah!
It was her! She started to trick me!
You and your voices! She never brought back Emily. It was her all the time. Said she could get my mother. Oh, Alice. No, don't you touch me. You're in it with her. You want to get rid of me so you can be in this room together. Well, all right, you can have it, because I don't want it. I'm not stopping in this house if I belong. Alice. What you done to her? What's happened?
Nothing.
She said you was a fake. But downstairs, Emily's voice.
It's called ventriloquism. Throwing out your voice. Madame Sophie taught it to me at the fair. It's still a gift.
Well,
Not
what are you doing
everyone can do
for? What's the point?
There's no harm in it. Made Mrs. Bridges happy. Could have made Alice happy too if she hadn't found out, stupid cow.
Course I might have guessed, knowing you. What are you going to tell the others?
I don't know. Lucky Mr. Hudson coming in, wasn't it? Oh, where's she got to go off to this time of night?
Alice, she's got a friend in Pimlico.
Pimlico? I've got an actor friend lives in Pimlico. Name of Bertram.
Fancy.
Oh, Rose, you're not really cross with me, are you? I mean, you're glad to have me back, ain't you?
I don't know what to think, I'm sure.
I couldn't stay next door. Not with Emily floating about. It was too spooky.
Well, you may not have to stay here much longer at all. Mr. Hudson wants to see you first thing in the morning.
Oh, does he? Well, he be needing a new house parlour maid now, won't he?
Oh! You've got a nerve.
Good night now, Rosie.